Hey guys, what's going on? I'm very excited to bring you this Out of the Park baseball series on OOTP 18. We're going to be general managing the Seattle Mariners. As you can see, we are here to shake things up, although we got to change how this guy looks. We're going to manager settings. All right, that's going to be good enough. I mean, we can't get very accurate with this. But yeah, we're going to be taking over the Seattle Mariners. Obviously, that's going to come with some challenges. The Mariners are the only team, one of two teams that have never made the World Series. The other one's the Nationals, but they have Bryce Harper and Steven Strasburg, so I think they're going to be just fine. But the other thing is there's not much of a prospect pool here. We do have some overpaid veterans, though, so that's exciting. We have Robinson Cano, who's got this $24 million contract through 2021. No one's going to be picking up this team option, but he has it. Otherwise, we have Nelson Cruz, who's had some good power numbers a bunch of years in a row. But, he's got that $14 million contract. That's not too bad, but I wonder if we get, something for him. And then otherwise, there's Kyle Seager, pretty core to this team. He's been good a couple of years. He would be a free agent, except that he signed this extension, which is, relatively long, and it's a good amount of money. The thing that we're really going to struggle with is pitching. We have James Paxton, obviously very good. I wonder how long he's under contract for just this year, but then he's got a lot of arbitration. So he's under a lot of control. But then you've got Hernandez, who's got, 26, then 26, and then 27. He's 30 years old. You see some of the numbers. It's starting to go down a little bit. Obviously, those Ks through 9, you look 2 years ago, it was 9.5. Now it's 7.2. Definitely some question marks, surrounding that, and obviously paid a good amount of money. Not too long, but, maybe that's someone that we can try and flip at the deadline. Then we've got Iwakuma, an older guy, 35 years old, going to be 36 really this year. And, you can see the numbers, not too bad, sort of a solid number 3 guy. It's the back end of this rotation. We've got Chris Heston, a half a star pitcher. You see that outrageous ERA, although really just 5 innings pitched. And then when you look at our prospects, it's sort of not really any better. Sort by potential, we see Joe Rizzo. Obviously, looking at those numbers, that's pretty good. Really good contact, really good power. He's got these sort of intangibles. He's a leader, good work ethic. His defense is and he's durable, so that's good. But then you look at some of these other guys, Bryson Brigman. He's supposed to be the number 2 guy, not really a big league bat here. He's kind of fast, has some decent defense, but you can find that a lot. Otherwise, some of these, other people, left fielder, change his position to right field. You can see those numbers really kind of tank. That's sort of the case a lot of the time. So he might be a left fielder, but a lot of times left fielders and second basemen, their numbers or their ratings are good in terms of their stars, but they're really not going to bring you, too much. We've got this Dan Vogelbach. Definitely some power, but there's a lot of first basemen that have some power. So that's, if that's going to be the best that we have, and you really notice no pitchers here. We sort by position, sort of look at some of the starters here. Dillian Overton, a 25-year-old with 2-star potential, is one of our best pitching prospects. Well, we're in trouble. If we look at some of the personnel, which is what we're going to look at next, a lot of people with inexperience, but I do sort of like his sabermetric attitude. That's going to be something that I think I'm going to want to keep, at least just this first season, see how he goes. In terms of the bench coach, he's labeled as sabermetric, but he also sack bunts a lot, so I don't really think that's the most accurate thing I've ever seen. We do have Edgar Martinez as the hitting coach. Obviously, Edgar Martinez, pretty good, I would say, for the Mariners. Not too bad of a hitter. So we'll give him a shot, even though he's apparently has a poor reputation. We'll probably get a new pitching coach. Just feel like we can do better there. In terms of our scouting, a really good scout to start with. I know scouting is really important in this game, so I almost feel like I should, go out and just get the best scout on the market. But, he's got a 3-year contract. I don't mind. I might end up eating these words, but I don't mind keeping him. And then we've got Rick Griffin as the team trainer. I kind of like these prevent injury ratings. In general, I don't know, if you tear your labrum, I feel like you're going to be out for a while no matter who's the team trainer. But if you can prevent some injuries, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. Then in terms of our financials, you can see we've got a pretty good budget. Player payroll is very high though, and we've got a pretty narrow margin. We like to use some of that money for draft money, hopefully. And if you look at these salaries, you can see it's Felix Hernandez, it's Robinson Cano, it's Nelson Cruz, it's this Iwakuma guy, Kyle Seager. That's a lot of the money. I mean, that is what, 100 million-ish. It's less than 100 million, but it's approaching that, out of the $156 million payroll. So it's all kind of a couple guys that, hopefully we'll be looking to move, nearer to the deadline. Otherwise, just some general game settings. This is a baseball simulator that has a lot of stuff that you can do differently. I guess some of the more important stuff here is that I changed the batter aging speed and the pitcher aging speed to just be slightly less. Might not be totally realistic, but I just sort of like it when people have longer careers. And then also I changed the international amateur free agents just to generate a little bit more than usual. I think normally it's 30. I made it 60. I just think in this year's game compared to previous year's game, there's not as many, and I like having more. And then for the international established free agents, I actually made there be fewer because I just thought that there was like too many good ones when I played this previously. So I think that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. We'll sim ahead to the first year player draft for the next episode, and that's when we'll be starting to give some good solid looks to some of these guys, figure out whether we want to move them or whether we want to keep them.